I live hand my life. I stay strong, I stay wise. I live hand my life. I stay strong, I stay wise. I live hand my life.
Hey, Patrice Bryant here, and I am the host of While We Wait. Welcome. We are so glad you're here. To the podcast listeners, welcome to YouTube and Facebook. We're so glad that you are with us today. Today is a great day to be alive, and I'm very happy to be alive today. I hope you enjoyed the pre-recorded segment of While We Wait on last week with Mr. Chris Robinson. I played him again because his book, Come On Man, is just like awesome. So I wanted to share it again. And it's not just for women. It's not just for men. It's also for women as well. So I hope you'll go to Amazon and purchase Come On Man. And it talks about the challenges that men face today. And I say for women because it assists us with supporting the men in our lives, be it our husbands, brothers, whomever. The book is just really, really good. So I hope you will support Chris Robinson, and he will be back again for part 2. And also he will be on with love, life, and legacy with some other men. We're going to hear what the men have to say about life, love, and legacy. Well, as promised, on today, I have Coach Jason Galvez, who is a remarkable man. I actually had an opportunity to speak with him, and we just gel, and I love what he's doing. And we're talking today about interpersonal relationships and trauma, betrayal trauma. I like what Coach Jay says about relationships. He says the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every relationship around you. I just think that says it all. It is so important that we are whole and healthy inwardly, and then we can open up to other people and have a healthy relationship. It's not always that simple, and it does take work for every relationship, even the relationship you have with yourself. So without further ado, we will bring on Mr. J. How are you today?
Oh, awesome. How are you?
I'm doing well, and I'm so glad you're here with me. Thank you for coming on to have a chat with us today.
Thank you for inviting me on.
Absolutely. So guys, we have a little delay happening. So if you hear me pausing, it's because I don't want to talk over Mr. J. I want him to be heard. Mr. J, what exactly is an interpersonal relationship coach? And secondly, what is a betrayal trauma practitioner? I know I just jumped into it.
Interpersonal relationships are the relationships you have with those around you. Intrapersonal relationships are the self. And as you started this show with, the relationship we have with ourselves sets the tone for all others around us. I see so many times on social media, who I am is A, B, and C, but who you get is how you be. Well, that's all fine, great, and dandy and cliche, and it makes a wonderful meme. But, we don't want to be a leaf in the water where whatever direction the wind happens to blow, that's our mood. We need to be who our joy, our confidence should for no reason. Mm-hmm. Because if we assign our confidence, our joy, anything to reasons change, and then what? Joy changes, our confidence changes. So we cannot assign our joy or anything to any reason. It has to be internal. And so I believe that, with an intrapersonal relationship, having the best relationship with yourself, set for people around you. Are there always going to be people around you that rate you, that that frustrate you, that anger you? Absolutely. Are we going to react to them? Absolutely. We're human. But at the same token, cannot allow others' actions determine who we'll be that day.
Right. So I just want to backtrack only because it got a little blurry. You said interpersonal relationship is how we deal with we relate to others, but intrapersonal relationship is how is dealing with ourselves, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
because we all have different faces when we go into society. We in the mirror, and then we have the person that we present to, everyone, just like I'm presenting it right now here with you.
So is this not your real face?
Well, I hope it is. The goal of life is to try to integrate all of who you are into one.
I love that.
Like I was saying before, our joy and our confidence should be assigned in because change. And if every time a reason changes, our confidence changes, then we're basically giving up our confidence to whatever the reason is. I was actually telling my son this morning, believe it or not, I sang at the Apollo in theater in Queens, New York, and I got booed off of stage, and I got booed pretty heavily. And my son asked me, well, how did you feel after you got booed? And I said, wonderful. I said, because before on stage, I was confident. When I got off stage, I was confident. Whatever happened in the middle, that me still just as confident. Reasons don't affect my confidence or my joy.
That's good. That's good. And I like what you said is we should be integrating into one face. I like that a lot because you can pretty much tell when someone is being genuine if you're this way at home and then you click on a light switch and then you're all bubbly. But of course, when outward circumstances happen, then we get to see the real you. So I like that a lot. I work very diligently to be who I am all across the board in every relationship. So yes, and my best friend is on, my sister is on, and she said one face, wonderful. We talk about this a lot. So this is hitting home for us. So we are working to integrate into one face. I love it. I love it. Who you are behind the closed doors, by yourself, alone, with the lights off is who you should be when you come out in the open with the lights on. So that's great stuff. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So let me ask a question because some people don't know how to do that because it could be because of their culture. I had a question. So if someone says, this is just how I am, this is who I am. My mother was like this, my father was like this, my family is like this. How can we get someone, or how does one work to get from, I guess they don't even know who they are, to that one face or that healthy relationship with themselves? Because it starts here.
Yeah. And I hear you. And I'll just say this, absolutely the is into one person. Now, having said our life circumstances that do, sometimes temporarily, sometimes forever change us. I mean, the same boiling water that hardens an egg softens a potato. I mean, sometimes our environment does in things. But I think the first question you have to ask yourself, or the first statement you have to make is, this isn't who you are. This is who you choose to be currently. If you choose Father, that's your choice. Father, that's your choice. If you choose to be, but it's who you choose to be currently. And, we can all grow and we all should grow. But the first step to that is to make sure you tell yourself, this is who I choose to be today. It's not who I am. It's who I choose to be today. Anybody I want tomorrow.
Who I say the last part again, who I choose to be today. And what else did you say?
Yeah, I can get cut off in traffic and then come on be very miserable to you. But that's a choice. That's not who I am. That's to be in the moment.
True. Absolutely. So, do you believe the statement?
Which, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I thought you were finished. You go ahead.
I was gonna say, which that leads me. I was talking about the stimuli. That leads me to the thing that I do. Trauma. I work with people that have experienced betrayal trauma, and most certainly when we experience trauma, especially betrayal trauma, especially from those two, that absolutely change. It's not as cut and dry and easy as I'm making it sound to be. Oh, we can just choose A, B, and C, because sometimes we are so deeply affected that obviously we need extra stuff, like whether it's medication or whether it's going above and beyond with meditation. But for the most part, even the healing journey after betrayal is still an ongoing choice. So it's never this is who I am. It's who I'm choosing to be in the moment right now.
So what would you say? And yes, I'm certain most people have experienced betrayal outside, but what about when we betray ourselves? Because a lot of times we can be the greatest disappointment to ourselves, or we have not kept our words or our commitments to ourselves. So that's also a form of betrayal. What do you say about that?
One of the big is betrayal to ourselves, and that can really be cultural. That could be spiritual. That could go into the gamut of whatever. So the first assignment would be finding out why you allowed yourself to be betrayed. And the thing after that is questioning yourself, your self-worth. Why am I not? I mean, so you run a podcast, and so whatever your podcast is, let's say it's a half an hour, let's say it's an hour, whatever. Well, if you're teaching people, let's just say you're teaching people boundaries, like I do. I teach people boundaries because that's all about trauma. Well, I give a class that's for a half an hour. For as I can talk, and I love to go on for 4 hours, I have to stop at the half hour point, because if I am not going to stay true to myself about my own boundaries when it comes to the class I'm teaching, how am I going to respect myself and my own boundaries to teach other people? So we have to question ourselves. Why not believe we have that much worth to keep to our word, and then go from there.
So then the statement, by the way we treat ourselves, we teach others how to treat us.
Well, we certainly teach others how to treat us. I mean, that's most certainly. But motto, the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for all others around you. If you don't have self-respect, if you don't have self-confidence, if you don't have self-love, you can't give any of that away to anybody else.
Hello. That is so true. It is so true. I love this. So I know you do intrapersonal, but I just want to, if I could just jump over to interpersonal skills really quick, only because, and that's dealing with other people. And I think sometimes people don't think about the whole gamut of everything. Interpersonal skills happen verbally, non-verbally, the tone of the voice, how you say things, facial expressions, gestures, body language. And attitude is, we're taught attitude is not some things, it's everything. So, but I believe that also, it also works for yourself. Well, I was going to say people don't talk to themselves, but I do. But I believe what you say to yourself is so important. So that's, just a skill. What are you saying to yourself? How are you saying it to yourself? So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, and this goes actually right back to, not to sound like a broken record, is that the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for all those around you. If you are, you have to be your own best friend. When my kids get on the bus in school in the morning, I always tell them two things: make good and godly decisions, and don't forget to be your own best friend. I always tell them, one of the things, though, that society teaches us, unfortunately, is when it comes to family, we have to accept A, B, and C. And, I say, no, you're allowed to love people from a distance. We're called to honor our parents, but we can honor them from a distance. We're called to love our brothers and sisters, and you name it, but we can love them from a distance. You do not get a free pass, excuse right away just because somebody's blood. So that's number one. Number two, we live in a digital age of social media where, you don't clearly read what they wrote. We read our interpretation of what they wrote. If I send you a text right now and you pick up the phone, and if I said, oh my gosh, your hair, well, you're not going to read that with my tone. You're not going to read that with my intention, with my you're going to read whatever mood you're in. So if you read that, oh my gosh, your hair, you'd be like, that's right, my hair, it rocks, it's awesome, I'm glad you said so. Or you could read that with like, oh my gosh, your hair. Why is he talking about my hair? Oh, I can't wait until this podcast is over. Look. So we don't read what's written. We read with who we love.
True. So in your experience, when a person is toxic, and of course, if you're toxic to you, to the dog, to the fish, to everybody, what do you do, or how do you deal with that when a person is just filled with toxicity?
Well, first of all, that's a loaded, huge question, because what kind of toxicity is it? Are they negative? Are they depressed? Are they narcissist? And is this person your boss? Is it your because that definitely a huge difference in how you deal with them.
That is the truth. That is the truth. So I guess okay. So if I could narrow that down some, it would be the negative part. That person that is always sending out bad vibes, but they don't see it, and they always sing the "Somebody Done Me Wrong" song. How do you? And I guess I'm asking you from your profession, because on my end, the best thing that I can do is practice my responses. That's how I deal with it. If I know someone is a certain way, I'm like, okay, I have to think about it so I can respond wisely and be true to who I am. I have to practice my responses.
Oh, that's true. But my question to you, I would say back, depending on who this person is I would question if you need to respond at all. Everybody does something for a payoff. We all do something for a payoff. If we go to the refresh snack, we get a payoff. If we call somebody and say, oh my God, let's, A, B, and C, and I loved what you did and whatever, we're seeking a payoff in some way. Everything we do is a payoff. So a lot of times people are negative because there's a payoff. Some people are negative, need to hear, oh, no, don't say that. You're gorgeous. You're this, you're that. They get a payoff for being negative. So sometimes when you think you're helping somebody, you're actually hindering them.
This is good, Jay. Thank you. That was good stuff right there. Everything
well,
people
good.
do
Thank
things
you.
for, there's always a payoff. I mean, of course, this is your profession, but I like it. I like it a lot. So, okay, sidebar. What did you sing that you got booed off? What did you sing?
So listen, I don't know if you're familiar with the Apollo in Queens, New York, but
Not in Queens,
but it is 99% Black audience. They care of the community. So it was like a talent night thing for quasi-professional people. So I wrote and recorded a dance album. This was a lifetime ago, before kids and a family. But I wrote and recorded this album. So I had this funky, awesome, fast techno song I was going to get up there and wow the crowd with. But the guy before me just did an awesome version of Silk's Freak Me Baby. So nobody listened to my corny techno song. So within seconds, that guy came with his little hook, my neck, and kicked me off stage. What's up? Oh, but it was an awesome
Okay.
experience, and I don't regret 1 second of it.
Good for you. Good for you. I did enjoy
Yeah.
your singing with Patty though. That was a lot of fun.
Oh
That
my
was a
gosh,
lot
I
of
love
fun to
Patty
watch.
LaBelle. You have no idea.
That
Yeah.
was fun to watch.
Awesome.
That was fun to watch. So tell us what your day looks like in your profession. Like what do you do? Who do you talk to? Uh, what are the goals that you have for your people? And I know you can't talk about specifics, but just give us an idea of what it is that you do in your profession.
So I'm going to tell you something. It varies from day to day.
Sure.
There are times where my coaching calls consist of somebody's about to give a speech in front of an audience and needs confidence statements before they get on stage. I was talking to somebody earlier, this gentleman who has intimacy issues in his marriage because his mother molested him all his life. So really it runs the gamut from day to day, call to call, person to person,
Mhm.
couple to.
Sure. And how do people find you? Like I never even heard of a betrayal trauma practitioner until I met you.
Yeah, well, I never even heard of one either until I happened by happenstance. I was listening to a YouTube video. It was listening to a talk who I happened to reach out to the lady that gave it. And, she told me about this membership community where, she has coach and stuff, and took a look at it. And I at this point only doing intrapersonal coaching. But after I
Mhm.
took a look at her community and I saw what she was doing, I was very intrigued. And so then I went through a program to be certified as a betrayal trauma practitioner. And it's been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal because, I come from a childhood of tremendous trauma. Our house burnt down when I was 7, and I'm talking about demolished to the ground. I've been through sexual abuse with uncles. My mother was an alcoholic. My father left us when we were younger. I mean, there was a tremendous amount of trauma, and I can go on and on with my trauma. What's so amazing is that I'm doing my trauma justice by using it to help other people heal from their trauma. So I'm taking what was a burden and turning it into a blessing.
I love it. I love that. I love that. So so did you well okay, so then you were already doing the intrapersonal relationship coaching before you got into the betrayal trauma practicing.
Oh yeah, many years
Okay.
before that. Yeah.
Okay. And so would you say that because of what you went through got you into both fields pretty much?
I started doing intrapersonal coaching with my bachelor's degree. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology. So I decided I'm going to do some coaching with my psychology degree. And it was wonderful. But I'm going to tell you something. People thrive on relatability even more so
Mm.
than likability. Listen. If you lost a child, God forbid, if you lost a child, go to and you can like the hell out of them. You can like them amazingly. But I'll tell you, if you go to a therapist who also lost a child, now they'll help you on a different
Relating.
level.
Yeah.
So I think because I take my trauma and all of the various traumas that I've been through, I'm very relatable. And I think that's how another thing, I think you take so much of who you are into your career. Like, for instance, for 15 years, I was a special ed. And when you work in the special ed program, they have what's called an IEP, and it's an individual education. And it's
Mhm.
basically gearing your teaching to the specific child because everybody learns differently. Well, I actually took that, and what I do is I came up with an IHP. And what I give everybody are some questions that I ask because I want to know their individual healing plan. So I
Nice.
ask them all kinds of questions like, where in the sibling line do you fall? Are you a middle child? Are you an eldest child? Are you because all that's going to depend on how you handle trauma. All that's going to play a role in. I ask them, what's your love language? What is your attachment style? What was your relationship with your primary caretakers growing up? Because all of this has a completely different way to somebody who has a completely different of those components. There's no one size fits all when you're talking to somebody with trauma.
Sure.
There's so many variables that and once I give them an individualized healing plan, now I can talk to that individual person who was traumatized, not some random trauma therapy given to some random person.
Sure. So I just want to pause right here for a moment to my podcast listeners. We are here today with Mr. Jay, and he is a intrapersonal relationship coach and betrayal. Did I get it right? Betrayal Trauma Practitioner. It's a mouthful for me. Also to Facebook and YouTube. This is a interactive conversation. So please feel free to type in your comments and your questions in the chat, and we can interrogate Mr. J. We can ask him some questions. So please, if you have any questions, please feel free, and we'll take this time to have Mr. J address any questions that you might have. This is good stuff. I'm seeing a lot of reactions in the comment section at the moment. Some wows, and that's an interesting field, and that's really good. So if you guys type it in there if you have a question right now.
If you think about it, nobody's exempt from trauma. We all experience trauma, maybe some little t trauma, some big T trauma, but we all experience trauma, whether it's trauma in our childhood, trauma in from our parents. People feel betrayal trauma from maybe their creation themselves. We all experience trauma, but it's very hard to find good trauma care.
I believe that. We do have a question, Mr. J. How does someone get in touch with you? So what is your information? And I can also post it later.
Yeah. Well, my website is mrjrelationshipcoach.com. It's very, very simple. But if you also look me up on YouTube, every single week I upload like a very short on like life tips or betrayal tips. Today I uploaded a very short clip on narcissism because I actually talked to somebody who I talked to somebody earlier, and their husband was clearly a narcissist. Not that I like titles and I don't like to give out titles, but the husband was clearly a narcissist. And I told him, listen, you have to understand, narcissists have partners. They take. So I thought, man, that may be a clip that I think I should upload. So that was my latest upload today on YouTube.
I will definitely find it. mrjrelationshipcoach.com.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to get that up so people can see it. So it's on the screen, guys. If you are interested, you can go right to that website. And what is the age range that you coach?
And I got lots of freebies.
Say that again, Mr.
Sorry,
J.
go ahead.
No, say what you said again.
I was gonna say I got lots of freebies. Okay, I got lots of freebies on my website. If you click on resources, there's lots of freebies there. I got freebies on my YouTube channel as far as, tons of clips for free. It's all, free information. I'm inspiring memes on my Facebook page. So I try to really give back to the community.
That's wonderful.
As far as, again, using what I've been through to help people.
That's awesome. So we do have another question. What is the age range that you coach, and is it done in the office or virtual?
So ever since COVID, everything is virtual. So I do virtual, and I've coached 4 and 5-year-olds, toddlers on certain things. I'm working with kids right now where they're going through a brutal divorce. So teens, I've I took a class in geriatric sexology, so I deal with seniors as well. I mean, and if there's something I can't do, I'll let someone know that they really need to see a more specialized person than me.
Awesome. So that's good stuff. So again, it's on the screen, mrjrelationshipcoach.com, if you want to reach out to Mr. J. And this is wonderful. I'm so glad that you came on. Are you referred by doctors is another question that just came up.
Yeah, so because I don't take insurance, unfortunately, the majority of coaches don't. I don't take insurance, so no, I'm not referred to by doctors, nor can I take insurance, or do I take insurance.
Okay.
However, having said that, I will say that I am by far the cheapest coach out there, especially with pedigree and my, because another one of my mottos is I come to help the broke, the brokenhearted, and the broke down. So I'm not looking for this mansion in the sky. I'm looking to use my trauma to help other people on their healing trauma and journey.
It's wonderful. 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 And we got a comment that it's awesome and so needed. All right, guys, just a couple of more seconds to put in your questions. This is really, really good.
It is needed because so many people have insecurities from their trauma. I'm so sorry. So many people have insecurities from their trauma. They have stress from their trauma. And, whatever does not get light and grows, stress can come into all kinds of physical ailments and stuff. So it's definitely needed, just for, if nothing else, to allow people to vent and let them know they're not alone.
Wonderful. That's good. That's good. Well, guys, if you're looking to reach Mr. J, you have his information. You can always, okay, here we go. Thank you. How do clients know to get in touch with you?
Well, if you Google betrayal trauma, I probably will come up. I have people that have done that before. They've Googled betrayal trauma. You do have my site right here. And like I said, even if you never reach out to me, go to my YouTube page and, subscribe. You can watch my videos absolutely free. And, they run a gamut, everything from forgiveness to trauma to, I just did one on betrayal blindness. I did one on narcissism. I mean, I do some on dating, love, marriage. I mean, they run the gamut.
Now, what is the YouTube page name?
If you just Google Mr. J Relationship Coach, I should come right up.
Okay. So everything is under that. Awesome.
Or if you go right to my website, I have an icon right on my website.
That's easy. Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Mr. J, This is wonderful. It's a little shorter time, but it was loaded. And there's so much that we could talk about. And I would certainly ask you to come again and we can talk about specific topics because this is so needed. And I'm so happy that you're doing this. I know in some cultures, going to a counselor or a coach is taboo. But I'm so glad that people are now coming into the understanding I need help because I can't do this by myself. I can't pray this away. I can't fast this away. I need help. So if that is your cry today, here is Mr. J, and he's doing intrapersonal relationship help because we need help with ourselves first, and then we can deal with the rest of the world. I'm so glad you learned a lot, Beverly. Thank you to my Facebook viewers, YouTube. Thank you for being here. Mr. J, thank you so much for your time. I will be in touch because I absolutely love you. I loved you from the first time we met. We have a kindred spirit and you are amazing. And I'm going to go watch some more of your videos. I did look at some of your videos singing, so I'm going to go look at some more. And you have a great rest of your day, Mr. J. Thank you again for being here. You're so welcome. Well, guys, there you have it. We have talked to Coach Jay, and you can reach him by mrjrelationshipcoach.com. He does intrapersonal relationship counseling, and he does betrayal trauma. He's a betrayal trauma practitioner. I don't know why that's just so much. It's a mouthful for me. But anyway, there you have it. I will also have his information on my While We Wait page so that you can go straight to his website. I will also find his YouTube clips, and I will put some on my page so that you can take a look at what he does. I'm so grateful that we did this today because a lot of people are hurting and don't know how to get out of whatever it is. So I'm very grateful for this session. Thank you again, viewers. I appreciate you being here. Please share this video because it may help someone and save someone's life. So thank you for being here. Remember, be strong, be wise, keep enhancing your life because life is worth living while we wait. Thank you again for being here.
I stay wise. I live happy. I stay strong. I stay wise. I live happy. My life. I stay strong.